All right, we're gonna talk about something really exciting. So exciting, I even put makeup on for it, like a whole look. This is one creative thing that you are probably not doing. I would bet money, but not actually, because there are a lot of you out there. But odds are this is a creative thing that you are not doing, and it's totally stifling your creative output and your creative career if you're trying to build one. So here's the secret. You are a creative hero. You are out to accomplish something, accomplish some quest with your creativity, whether that's getting your work out in front of a bunch of people or just feeling fulfilled with your own creative endeavors. Whatever it is, you are a hero on a creative quest. And what does a hero need? No, not a bunch of muscles and a Hollywood budget. A hero needs a mentor. Think about it. Luke Skywalker had Obi-Wan and Yoda to teach him how to use the Force. Hercules had Phil to teach him how to use his natural strength and get even stronger. Brr. Muscles. Katniss Everdeen had Woody Harrelson to teach her how to be cool and kind of an asshole. All heroes have a mentor. So what is a mentor? A mentor is a guide, somebody who has been where you're trying to go. So it's usually one person who you talk to or meet with regularly who is farther along in their creative career, their creative talent, their passion than you are right now. It's a person who can share their wisdom and how they accomplished the task in the past in order to help you do it. That's why Obi-Wan and Yoda are such great mentors. They've already struggled with and mastered the Force. So even though Luke has a bunch of natural talent, he has no idea what to do with it until his mentors tell him how to use it and what the next steps are. The business world understands the importance of mentorship. The odds of a salary increase go from 5% with no mentor to 25% with a mentor. That is crazy. That's a 1 in 4 chance you're going to get a salary increase every year you're working because you have a mentor. Mentees, the person who is being mentored, were 5 times more likely to get promoted. I mean, this is a huge boost for your career, and you can see why. If you're trying to navigate through a jungle and somebody else has already been through the jungle, you want to look at their map. Even if your path ends up being different, which it will, you can still get a lot farther looking at what people have done before you and getting that personal advice and wisdom and mentorship. Mentorship is so well known and so respected in the business world that 71% of Fortune 500 companies have an official mentorship program. When I was working in corporate America, I had a mentor. It was great. She helped me realize that was not the right career for me. Like I said, the path might be different, but it's good to see somebody else's map first. So if the business world understands this, why the heck don't we do more of it in art? Maybe you've taken classes, you've read blogs, etc. But do you know that many people who have a one-on-one connection with an expert in their field or their art form? For some reason, we don't do this that often, and I think that's a huge mistake. So we are going to start fixing that mistake right now. We are going to get you a mentor. Just so you know, I do practice most of what I preach. I'm actually in a mentorship group, which is really cool, of other young writers, people who are my peers, and we're all being mentored by a former English professor of mine who's teaching us about how to have a writing career. She studied English and French, and we all give each other feedback, and she gives us feedback, and she's helping us with our publishing goals. So it really is awesome. I know firsthand, both mentoring and being mentored. Having a mentor can totally accelerate your career or just your creative output, because it's somebody to tell you when you're at a roadblock where you need to go and what you can do next. And someone to help you stay motivated. And also to tell you that it's possible. It's possible to get published. It's possible to have your work shown in an art gallery. It's possible to get cast in your dream play. Mentors help us realize all these things are possible, and they help us find out how to do it. So how do we find a mentor? How do we find the right person? Well, I think the right way to start is to think about where you want to go. What is the top of your mountain? What is success? What is the dream? And you can let yourself get as wild as you want with this. Maybe the dream is you want 1 million copies sold of your book. So just write that down. Figure out what success is for you. And this is not going to be necessarily where you end up. It's not going to be, don't worry, you're not trying to predict the future. Just let yourself dream. And you're probably going to end up somewhere completely different, but this at least gives you a moon to shoot for, so you can end up among the stars. If you're having a hard time even identifying what success is for you, we have a great video for you. It's all about defining your artist mission statement, or your artist anthem, as we also call it. I'll link it up here in the card, and you can go watch that to try to figure out what your goal is, what success looks like to you. But once you've identified that, the dream, I want you to sit down and list everyone you know personally, or that you have 1 degree of separation from, who is farther along than you on that dream. So, you need to kind of gauge. If your goal is to sell 1 million copies of your book, you don't have to find a mentor who's sold 1 million copies of your book. You just need to find somebody who can help you through the next step of your journey towards that big dream. So let's say where you're at is you've sold 10 copies of your first self-published book. You want to find somebody who is either very successful as a self-publisher, who is selling a lot of books, or you want to find somebody who is represented by a literary agent and has published traditionally. So you're just looking for someone who is farther along in the journey than you. They don't have to be all at the mountaintop. They're just helping you along the next leg. Again, like Luke Skywalker, he had multiple mentors. Obi-Wan Kenobi taught him the basics, what the Force is, how to you can use it to mind control people, etc. And then Yoda taught him how to really use it when he needed that next step in his training. So you're just thinking about who is farther along than you are towards that big dream. If you're having trouble finding anybody in your network that you can think of who you would reach out to, this is a really good reason to join Make Good Creative Network. That's the whole point. We will help you find a mentor. We will help you find somebody you can connect with in order to learn more. And you can learn more just being in our Facebook group. So buy one of our products. The cheapest one right now is $9. You get a lifetime membership, and we'll help you find a mentor. If you have absolutely nobody in your personal creative network who would make a good mentor for you, I'm going to link a video up top in the card that you can go ahead and click, and it will tell you how to start building your own creative network and finding people who are interested in what you're interested in and doing what you're doing. So go ahead and watch that vid and start building your own writing community, your own artistic community, and through those people, keep an eye out for someone who would make a good mentor for you. So what do we do now that we have this splendid first list of people? You're going to pick one to start with. Maybe later, you'll have a mentor who is helping you with how to get published, and you'll have a different mentor who's helping you with poetry, and you have a whole different mentor who's helping you with self-branding. You can go mentor crazy. You can get all the mentors in the world that you want. But let's start with one. One person who can help you stay focused and move forward on your goals. You're going to pick one person from your list. You're going to go and ask them plainly, "Hi, I'm looking for a mentor. I really respect you. I really feel like I could learn a lot from you. And if you wouldn't mind, I would like to meet with you once a month in order to ask you questions and go over my progress and just chat and learn more about you and about your life." You might think people will be annoyed or like you're being presumptuous of their time, but for the most part, this is going to be really flattering for people. So do it. Ask them. They might be busy. It might not be something that they're interested in doing regularly. Okay, then you pick somebody else from your list and you go and ask them, and you never tell them they were your second choice. But no one is going to get mad at you for asking. In fact, it's only going to, no matter what, even if they tell you no, it's only going to give you a deeper relationship with that person because they're going to know that you respect them as an artist. And that is the coolest feeling in the world, knowing that somebody else respects you enough that they want to learn from you. Once somebody says yes, here's how your mentorship sessions are going to go. I recommend meeting once a month. You could try meeting more than that, but you're not going to have a whole lot of progress to show. Like, maybe you could do like a quick text check-in on a weekly basis to stay accountable on your weekly goals. If your mentor is willing to do that, it's all about their time commitment, right? How much are they willing to give to you? But at least once a month, sit down face-to-face, so over Zoom or in person if the plague is gone where you are, you lucky duck. Sit down with them, have a notepad, or ask them if they're willing to record if you don't want to write the whole time. Don't be on your phone, even to take notes. It's just going to look rude even if you are taking notes, so either handwrite notes or record them. Similar thing with laptop, but that might be a little better, but I just know you're never going to look like you're paying attention if you're on your phone. So, you've sat down for your first mentor session. You're going to do this every month. And what you should do is let your mentor lead the session. Always come with questions. But this is not a chance for you to brag about what you're doing. You're here to learn. So make sure that the majority of the time, your mentor is the one talking, not you. Otherwise, you're not getting anything out of it. You're just chatting with somebody. So come with questions. You can have those questions be the way to open it. Be the way to open your session, and then just let your mentor talk. Let them tell you their story, what they did, what they think. Write it all down. Of course, like with anything else, you don't have to consider it gospel. You can take and choose what works for you. But if you actually let this other wise person talk, you're going to learn a ton of stuff that you would have never thought of. You would have never gotten off of a blog off the internet. Speaking as a blogger and vlogger on the internet, but you'll get a lot of very specific things that will help you. So come to every session with questions. Give a brief update. If last session you promised you were going to revise your first chapter, give a brief update of how that went. But your goal is to make sure the mentor is doing most of the talking. So ask questions, sit back, pay attention, take notes, and soak up the knowledge. If you feel like something else is holding you back from your creative journey, or you don't even have the confidence yet to reach out to somebody in your field or who's experienced with your art form, then download our guide, The 21 Creativity Killers. It'll tell you exactly what is holding you back and what you need to do to fix it. And it also gives more details on building a mentor relationship and becoming a mentor yourself. No matter where you are, you have some wisdom that you can pay it backward, pay it forward. Spread the love. Being a mentor is also a hugely rewarding experience, so you get more tips on that in the 21 Creativity Killers Guide. Link in the description. Go ahead and download that for extra help. And most importantly, let's go make stuff. Let's go get a mentor. Let's go get a mentor. Pew. Let's go get a mentor.